You know what really frustrates or annoys me about the talks between the owners and the players? If something gets rejected, like the most recent proposal, they don't run it back the next day. They don't try again in 48 hours. They say, hey, we'll see you in 2 weeks. We'll see you by the end of the month. I don't understand that whatsoever, because the only thing that you do is you just really flip off your fans and say, hey, we can push off these signings. We can push off spring training. We don't care about you. We just care about that moolah. But anyways, what's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. I'm gonna go fairly quick because I do have to travel. This is my third time trying to record this video, so I would appreciate a like, because again, I am running out of time and I'm almost rushing, but that might be a good thing for you guys because I'm gonna get the information out as fast as possible. So our friend Jeff Passan, he tweeted out that the proposal was in fact rejected just a few days after talks resumed. Now, to be honest with you, if you are a realistic baseball fan, you would understand, even going back to what happened in 2020, it took a few tries to have the owners and the players agree upon a guideline that would protect the 2020 season, the whole quarantine season, and now with the new CBA, the same thing has to happen, and it's gonna take a few attempts. So don't be surprised if even the second proposal, or actually, yeah, this is the second proposal it's going to be after the first one was rejected, and do not be surprised if they can that one as well. But a few certain things actually came to the forefront. Some things were even agreed upon on paper, but because the proposal was rejected, it's not official just yet. But let's go ahead and talk about the four things that were at the forefront and actually new things that were presented. Now, the first thing, both sides apparently came to pretty much a gentleman's agreement that the universal DH is something that can be beneficial for both the owners as well as the players. So Nelson Cruz, on paper right now, can sign with the Cubs if he wanted to. He can go to the Reds. He can go to the Padres if he wanted to. Right now, it is being almost confirmed that the universal DH is coming to the National League as well as staying in the American League. So if you're a baseball purist, a tear might be shedding at the moment, and that's okay. If you're a baseball purist, you have every right to be upset. You want to see strategy in the game, although I don't understand how seeing Framber Valdez hitting in the World Series is considered strategic, but I understand what you're trying to say. The second point, so this is actually something different. The owners, yes, they are pushing for the expanded playoffs. We talked about that a few days ago, but they want 14 teams in the playoffs. If you don't know why, not only because it makes baseball fans feel better about their team, because teams like the 2021 Seattle Mariners, who had a magical season winning 90 plus games, they would have made the playoffs. And realistically, the only thing that they're trying to do is put more money in their pocket, because teams, they get 100% of the TV revenue, and the players, they get a revenue share of merchandise and tickets and everything like that. But the team itself gets 100% of the TV revenue, and revenue spikes in the playoffs. So that is where they make a ton of money in a short amount of time. So the owners are pushing hard for 14 teams, whereas the players, they want 12 teams. I would go for the 12 teams because, to me, competitive balancing is going to be an issue if we just allow half of Major League Baseball to make the playoffs. So 10 to 12 teams, I would be okay with that. 14, that is overkill. But remember, the owners, they only care about one thing, and that is that dough, making the bread and churning a profit. Number 3, now if you're paying attention to something else and you're watching or listening to me in the background, give me 1 to 2 minutes of your time, because this is brand new and it's important. So Major League Baseball, the owners, they want to try and fix or correct tanking or just underachieving teams because they're choosing to hold their prospects down, or they're manipulating service time, or they're just not spending money. What they want to do is they want to award draft picks to teams that call up their top 100 to 150 prospects, or I should say, if they have a prospect that is top 100 or top 150 according to Major League Baseball, if they get called up and if they win Rookie of the Year, you are awarded another draft pick. And the same goes for if that top 100 or top 150 prospect becomes an MVP candidate. If they finish top 3 in MVP or top 3 in the Cy Young award race in the first 3 seasons of their career, they will actually get another draft pick. So let's say that Shane Bieber wins Rookie of the Year and then wins Cy Young a few years later like he did. That would be 2 draft picks to the Cleveland Guardians. So let's say that the Kansas City Royals, they call up Bobby Witt Jr. He's one of those guys that can win Rookie of the Year and MVP in the first 3 seasons of his career. At least that's my opinion. I really am a big believer in Bobby Witt. The kid is a stud. But that is how they're trying to correct service time manipulation. That is how they're going to try and correct teams tanking, because if you're the Orioles, it is now incentivized for you to call up Ali Rutschman and Grayson Rodriguez, 2 top 100 prospects, because if they win Rookie of the Year or if they finish top 3 in MVP or Cy Young, you're going to get extra picks, and who doesn't love extra picks? Now, the only thing that I don't really understand is the players not agreeing to this. I mean, actually, I can understand what they're trying to say, but I'm all in favor for anything at all that gets the conversation flowing of, hey, stop manipulating the service time, call up your top prospects, and in doing so, you get extra draft picks, and maybe that makes you feel better about your chances moving forward, so then you spend a little bit more money. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you make of this proposal? Because I will say, this was not a positive outlook from the players. They didn't really, they were... I'm just going to go ahead and move on. Number 4, the league wants to get rid of draft pick compensation. Now, this comes a few years too late, so if you don't know what draft pick compensation is, a few years ago in 2014, 15, I don't remember when it was because I kind of blocked it out of my memory. It was so horrible. The Cleveland Indians at the time, let's just call them the Guardians now, they signed Nick Swisher, so they stole him from the Yankees. So what did Major League Baseball do? They compensated the Yankees for losing one of their better players by giving a draft pick from Cleveland to the New York Yankees. And I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this kid's name. I think his name is Aaron Juji. Yeah, he was drafted by the Yankees as a compensatory pick from Cleveland. Aaron Judge. I cannot believe that Cleveland missed out on Aaron Judge because they chose to sign Nick Swisher, and he was not good. So Major League Baseball, they want to get rid of the draft pick compensation because they want to make sure that teams are going out there and signing players and not worried about losing draft. I'm not editing this video. I'm sorry. I have to travel. I've already done this 3 or 4 times. But yes, that are... Wow. All right, so the 4 things that came to the forefront, both sides agree that a universal DH is something that can be beneficial. The owners are pushing hard for 14 teams in the playoffs. MLB wants to award teams for calling up their prospects, and if they perform well, they will give them extra picks. And then speaking of picks, they want to get rid of draft pick compensation. So that is going to do it for today's little update video. I'm sorry it was not the most professional and well edited because I got to get the heck out of here. But one more thing I want to ask to end today's video. A lot of people were upset that I said that Robert Manfred is ruining the game of baseball because he is just a puppet. So do you think that Robert Manfred is just a fall guy, or should we be upset at the owners instead of Robert Manfred, or should we hold him accountable for things like calling the World Series trophy a piece of metal and just other things that he has said? But thank you guys for watching. Again, I apologize for the lack of professionalism and editing, everything like that, but I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe. Whew, I gotta go.